All right, gentlemen, what is good? Today I'm going to be talking about why you are addicted to porn, part one. I'm going to make this video as quick as I can, and I want to give you 3 points, 3-point sermon like the great Presbyterian minister I never was. So today, let me get straight into it, why you're addicted to porn, and I'll be coming up with other videos in the future as to reasons why you are addicted to porn. And this is specifically talking to men who are in marriages, specifically Christian men, okay? And that's who I really want to communicate to on this channel primarily, but I also want to talk to anyone who wants to listen, truly. Point number one is you are blue pilled, and that means that you don't understand the importance of having sexual tension and sexual energy. Okay, not to use that word energy in the sense of like the spirit or the universe, but literally a buildup inside of you. And that means you need to stop jerking off to porn, and you need to stop jerking off in general. And what I mean is you have to, the only time you ejaculate as a husband should be inside of your woman. Okay, inside of your woman. That's where you need to ejaculate. When you're married, that's where that needs to happen. Okay, and jerking off to porn and just jerking off in general loses that sexual tension. And that tension, that energy, that buildup is literally a physiological thing that you need to use psychologically so that it builds up in you. You haven't ejaculated in a couple days. This also requires you keeping yourself sexually healthy. Okay, so point number 1A is you're blue pilled, you don't understand sexual energy. Point number 2B is you have to keep yourself in shape, and you have to be doing cardio, and you have to be doing high intensity workouts. You've got to do these things because that's going to boost your testosterone levels. Okay, go outside, get some sunlight, literally UV lighting, vitamin D. Also working out, lifting, not just doing high intensity workouts, but lift heavy. All right, I'm 40 years old. My back squat isn't going to be 350 pounds anymore, or 400 pounds. I work out with a bunch of former collegiate football players, and they're deadlifting 400, 500 pounds. Not deadlifting, back squatting. I don't fuck with that. I think the other day, my workout partner, a young kid that I always work out with, he's 25. He's a former collegiate football player, and he's strong. And he put up 405, and I was like, dude, after I hit, I think it was 300. I was like, I'm just going to help you hit whatever you need to do. He could have hit 455. His max was 550, I think, at one point. But that's neither here nor there. My point is, point 1A is you're blue pilled. You're not understanding the importance of not jerking off and utilizing that energy. Okay. And point 1B is you have to build your testosterone levels through working out, through taking supplements. I have recommendations that I've told you guys about. I take products from Swole AF. I think they changed their name recently to SAF products or something like that. Really good products. And everything that I take from them is research-based, is what they call it. It's not stuff from GNC. So be looking into that. Boosting yourself, get your testosterone levels higher, so that, and don't jerk off, so that when you're interacting with your wife, and here's going to be the main punchline of this, and it's going to take work to get there, is your interactions need to be sexual with your wife. Like 90% of the time, you're either looking at her as if you're imagining you're inside of her all the time, or you're always checking her out, or you're touching her. When you hug, you grab her ass. I mean, you have to figure out how to sexualize your relationship, because porn is going to take you away from wanting to do this work with your wife or with your woman or your LTR. Okay, and even as a single guy, I mean, if you're jerking off the porn, you're not going to want to go out and find a woman, right? You're not going to want to. Anyway, so my point is, and I'm speaking to guys who are in marriages and LTR relationships. You basically want to keep yourself physically healthy. You want to not jerk off the porn, and you want to utilize this to run game on your wife. these are the steps. This is the first two, step 1A, 1B, as to how you're gonna run game on your wife. And this is the most important because of the basic fundamentals. This is keeping yourself physiologically there and ready to go. So I'm gonna stop trying to say Anyway, number 2, the second reason is you've lost frame. Okay, at some point your wife has lost sexual interest in you. Okay, you've lost frame, meaning you're not the guy that she thought you were at the beginning of the relationship when you were having all the sex you wanted. And things that I do when I talk to guys, or at least, when I talk to guys in and out, and I, guys will ask me opinions on relationships. They'll see my relationship do really well, and they'll ask me my opinion. That's one of the reasons why I've started this YouTube channel, is I've helped men in my real life. And I'll say, show me a picture of what you looked like when you guys were together. And I'll literally make the comment, I'll say, did you fucking eat this guy? Because they're 70 pounds heavier than that guy that their wife met. Or what the hell did you do to, that cool look that you had? They'll have had a look, right, that was attractive to a woman, and then they turned into Mr. Normal. So you've lost that frame, and that the look is one aspect, but then also the death by 1,000 concessions happens, where you start giving into the demands of not going to the gym, not riding your motorcycle, not going to the gymboree on Saturday morning with your 2-year-old instead of going to the gym and letting your wife take them. There's a million examples, but you've lost frame. Okay, and this is why you have to not give in to what your wife says she wants. You have to know what you want, and you need to always keep yourself being that 21, 22-year-old version of yourself. In a certain sense, the 22-year-old version of yourself is the kid who's looking out for himself, and it could have been the 32-year-old version of yourself, or the 42-year-old version of yourself. But the point is, the version of yourself that you were prior to meeting your LTR, your wife, that's who you need to maintain. Okay, and so that's aspect 1 of losing frame, is maintaining yourself as to who you were when your wife met you. Aspect 2, or we'll call it A and B, okay? B is keeping your wife the same as who she was when you met her. If your wife, was a party girl, make sure you remind her that she's still the party girl. Okay? Make sure, she spent her 20s partying, college, doing her thing, getting smashed, getting tagged. Make sure you remind her that she's still that. She needs to know that. She's going to think, well, I need to figure out how to beta-size you by turning you into a nice guy, which you never need to allow happen. And in return, in you not allowing that to happen, you remind her who she is. Okay? She's that party girl, and you didn't turn her into the party girl. But trust me when I tell you, it is your job to keep her being that party girl. And every girl, I don't like, women who have been with 3 different guys love to talk about the 2 guys prior to the 3rd that they married, about how much fun they had. Or, if you've been with 10 or 20 or 30, 40, 50, they love to talk about their party years. They do, because they want you as a man, as their husband, to keep them those party girls. And it's not in your, come on, camera, get focused here. It's not you necessarily, hold on. Here we go. No? Still blurry? Right in the middle of my fucking, lovely. I'll start a new video. We could do another one. All right. No, I can just edit these 2 in together. Be right back. Okay, so yeah, I forget that I have to explain this to you, and that I could just video edit it out, and I don't do a whole lot of video editing, but I'm just going to mix these two videos in together. Okay, so my second point I was touching on was you've lost frame because, you've stopped being who you were, and she needs you to continue to be that guy that she fell in love with, and that means a number of different things. And I was thinking about this today, that a lot of men are being told today that you have to grow up, which means financial responsibility along with changing into this blue-pilled beta bitch. And you can grow financially, but you can still be fucking cool, man. And that means going to the gym. That means, still, for me, it's like, and I'll just be honest with you, right? I've been listening to rap music since I was in middle school. And when I was in middle school, you were called a wigger if you listened to rap music. So it's never been cool for me to listen to rap music. To this day, I still listen to rap music. And I'll get people giving me shit about, oh, you listen to that, man? You're way too old for that. No, I'm not. It's what I've been listening to forever. It's what I love. So the first aspect of number 2 is you've lost frame because you've forgotten who you were and who she loved. But at the same time, you've neglected to grow into the right areas. You've grown into what she's told you should be, and you never need to do that. You need to figure out what you want, turn into that, and be a little bit selfish, okay? It's about your own mental point of origin, being your own mental point of origin. And the second part is you've basically, you have lost frame in the sense that you've forgotten who she was. And who she was when you fell in love with her, right? Or when you two started having that wild sex, was she, your wife wants to be treated like a slut because that's who she was when she met you. And that's what she still needs to be, at least not when you're interacting with your kids, not when you're interacting with the in-laws, but in the bed, subtly, here and there, through eye contact. One of the ways I do it is, my wife knows, and I'm constantly, telling her through my body language. It's like she knows that I have a very high sex drive, and that I'm always, she knows that she is my channel through that, and that I just primitively love to have sex with her, and that's always coming out. And we can be at my in-laws' house, and I can just give her that look, and she knows, and she loves it, right? Or just through the way you hug her, you grab, I always grab my wife's ass. That's what I do. She has a fantastic ass, so I grab it, and that's how I let her know. All right. So those are the two aspects of number 2. And number 3 is you've stopped investing in yourself, and that was a piece that we talked about already. But you have to stop. You have to reinvest in yourself. All right. You have to. If you're fat, go to the gym. Okay. If you stop doing what you love, you have a problem there. And you're wondering, and I've had videos where I talked about Mr. Miyagi, right? You're probably wondering, what the fuck does this have to do with me being addicted to porn? Well, everything. You're blue-pilled. Okay? You jerk off too much. That has everything to do with porn. You have lost frame. That has everything to do with why you're looking for immediate satisfaction through porn, okay? Number 3 is you've stopped investing in yourself. That means, like, you're spending too much time dilly-dallying, doing bullshit, and not enough time investing in where you want to do for yourself. It's like, what are you doing jerking off for an hour to porn? What's going on here? All right, so those are the 3 points, and I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it simple. Point number 1 is you're blue-pilled, okay? And you haven't understood the importance of saving up that build-up, not jerking off, saving that build-up and using it to run game on your wife. Point number 2 is you've lost frame, okay? You haven't understood the importance of maintaining, at least elements of that person who you were when your wife met you. Keep up that, that hot, young, sexy guy, man. Keep it up. Don't feel like you need to move away from that. Make more money. Be a good father. But don't stop, running game on your wife, okay? Also, remember that your wife had a sexual past prior to you. And if you start if you stop giving her the oxytocin hits and the sexual desires that she needs, which means you treating her like a slut. If you stop treating her like a slut, and she'll never tell you this, I'm telling you this. This is free advice on a free fucking YouTube video. You're welcome. And if you watch this video, hit the like button. Smash the like button, please. But I'm telling you, don't stop treating her that way, at least in the bedroom. And if you're out and about in the real world, you know, give her that subtle, those very subtle, like come up behind her, grab her when nobody's looking at the in-laws' house, grab her from behind when she's doing the dishes. You know, she's doing the dishes and you come up behind her, you just grab her, maybe even bite her on the neck, give her a kiss, tell her you can't wait to be home with her alone. Could be anything. I can give you a million fucking suggestions of things that I do, okay? Yeah, so do those things. And the point number 3 is you gotta don't stop investing in yourself, okay? Go to the gym, ride your motorcycle, hang out with your friends. If you need to go to the bar, and I don't suggest drinking. I do my casual. I have my vices maybe once or twice a week. I've even made some videos where I'm like drunk. That's typically when I started making some of the videos. Was when I'm like, I'm gonna go drink. Now I'm gonna go make some videos. I try not to do that. Do what you need to do. Okay, hang out with the boys. Go camping. You know, honestly, invest in yourself. All right, so those are my 3 points, and you're probably wondering, like, what do these have to do with? And I said this already. I didn't mean to. I didn't finish this up, but like, what does this have to do with being addicted to porn? Well, it's like in the movie The Karate Kid, and I've said this in one of my other videos. In the movie Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi would train Daniel-san, right, on the wax on, wax off, you know, paint the fence up and down, and for like the first half of the movie, the Karate Kid's going, dude, what the hell does this have to do with? What does this have to do with karate? Until one day, Mr. Miyagi goes, show me, you know, paint the fence. And he starts kicking at him, and all of a sudden, Daniel-san can block. Show me wax on, wax off, and Mr. Miyagi starts throwing punches. Well, the reason why I tell you these things that don't seem like 1, 2, 3 easy steps to dealing with pornography and addiction is you have to practice these behaviors like Daniel-san did, so that when the time comes and the punches are being thrown, you'll be able to handle these things, okay? If you're doing these things, if you're investing in yourself, if you're realizing that you've lost frame and you're trying to gain back that frame, you're spending less time jerking off the porn, all right? So that's it. Those are my that's my point. And this is part 1 of why you are addicted to porn, and I'll be coming up with more of these videos in the future. Peace.